Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and do some decal work. That's right. We got some slides here, water transfer slides, right there, and we're going to put at least a couple of these on our kit. Last brick is here, throwing the Baer Cave and the Scythe moat, the Lego moat. In the chat, I'm going to reply with the Baer Cave, the Scythe, and the Lego emote. If you're a subscriber, you can throw those emotes back at me. Let me know. Say hi in the chat. If you're not a subscriber, you can also just say hi. That's totally cool as well. We are going to hang out here in the hangout portion, the intro portion. Wait for a few more folks to join us before we get started on the actual building process, because it's nicer when there are people. That's just it. It's nice when they're friends. I'm going to drink water. I don't know. It's been a little bit of an odd day, and we'll talk about that, I'm sure. It has been a wet day. We're getting torrential rain here. It's not a tropical storm, knock on wall, or anything, so that's great. We don't got a hurricane around here. We just got all of the rain came down today, just like thunder and lightning, and just a big old storm. It was, as people say often, a whole lot of rain. I don't know if people say that often. But yeah, model kit building. That's what we're doing here. We got some decals work too. We got most of our CM guard custom high grade done here. We got to do a whole other leg. It's so odd to just have the leg left, because the backpack is even done. Not much backpack on this kit. But yeah, we're going to build that. Do all the parts we need to do for that. Then we're going to build the shield. Then we're going to build the daggers, the beam daggers, and the beam spray gun. So yeah, and then like I said, I don't know how many I'm going to do of the markings. How many of these things am I going to do tonight? The water transfers. But we'll do some of them. I think, look, right now there are two stickers. No, I'm sorry. There are many stickers that have the number 69 on them. And we're going to transfer quite a few of them to say 69 onto where they belong. Because that's nice. It's nice. It's the nice number. We're going to use the nice number. What am I not going to? Am I going to skip that and be like, hey, I didn't do it? No, I'm not going to skip out on that. I'm going to put CV69 on, on a shield. Of course I'm going to do that. Am I going to do all these little red highlights on here? No, I'm not going to do all these. No, I'm definitely not going to do all that. But, some of them I'm definitely going to do. Because, why not? Why not transfer some of these stickers? I'm okay at water slides. I'm not great at water slides, but I'm all right. But yeah. We somehow lost somebody that we. Anyway, we're gonna get started in a moment or two. If tonight is a chill, not a lot of people watching the stream night, one, that's a bummer. It's always a bummer. But two, okay. Also, I don't think it's gonna take all stream to build a leg and a couple pieces of weapons. So we do. Maybe I should have said it on the stream. Got it. Sorry. Got it. I dropped this. I'm going to need this because our next thing is Lego. Hey, Jim. Welcome. Happy to have you here. Yeah, so I have a Lego set here. It is the Lego 3-in-1 Dune Buggy. There's not a fourth online one. It is just the three. But we got a Dune Buggy here. Then we'll build a plane. Ooh. And then we'll build an ATV, an all-terrain vehicle that's on the road and shouldn't be on the road, because that's definitely an ATV. But yeah, we got that. And that is from Aristofan. This is the last of the things the Aristofan sent me, because this was bought off my wish list, and so was that. And so I got to go through my wish list stuff, and then I'm going to start building, keep building the stuff that I got out there. So we'll do that too. Do a little bit of everything, and I think it'll be okay. I'm going to just check something real here. Check some settings. Peek behind the curtain. The dashboard has been every time I open the dashboard here because like I had to update like my info and update some stuff on the dashboard for Twitch. It kept changing things around and not saving my settings, and that was weird because it's usually pretty good about saving my settings. So hopefully that will not continue because it was weird. But anyway, all right, I'm going to retweet my tweet and let's get building. As I said, if this tonight is a chill night, if a bunch of people don't come in until 10 o'clock and then we get a nice little crowd, that would also be rad. Um, but yeah, all right, I'm going to put the decal on the shield and finish the other leg and build the shield, etc. Yeah. All right, retweeting my tweet, trying to get the word out there, and then we'll just we'll get to building here. The GM guard. There's the GM guard. You saw him. There he is. There they are. Put that there so you can see what I'm doing. And let's just get some pieces out together, and we'll start putting it together here. What we have left. But yeah, I hope you're all doing well out there on the internet land. I'm doing just about okay. As I said, a lot of rain out here. Um, but having a good time, trying to be chill, keep things together, figure stuff out. I am going to be a chat moderator for a little bit for the fine folks in at yeah, sorry, the Game Developers of Color Expo is this weekend. So, uh, do you get to see this street fight on Dynamite? No. Um, I generally don't watch Dynamite until after. Before stream, I'm usually watching another stream or just mindless video stuff. I usually don't watch wrestling and stop it and go there. So I did not see the street fight yesterday because I streamed, so I didn't get to it yet. I want to, but yeah. Usually sorry, I was confused there, Jim. I don't usually watch because I'm streaming on Wednesday night. I don't often watch that live, and so I don't end up getting to it usually till like Friday. Because honestly, AEW is really the only wrestling I'm watching these days. I'm keeping up with what's going on WWE, and sometimes I will watch the network specials, but I am not watching any of the shows really week to week. I'm usually actually just a lot of it. I'm just watching segments these days because that's as much as I want to watch it often. But yeah, so I did not. No spoilers, but it's great. Well, good. I hope it is. I like all the people in that, involved in that. Some real good people. There are some great folks at that company trying to make it work and do their thing. We build that sick shield yet? Asked Tron Dude. Tron Dude, not yet. We are getting there. Don't worry. That's actually the next step. We got to build a leg. You may have seen we're missing a leg here, so we got to do the leg, and the next step after that is that big shield. So you're here in time. You did not miss the shield build. We're gonna get to it because all instructions. I almost said Lego, but I meant. Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. All instructions always start with the body. Now, sometimes they change it up. Like sometimes they'll start with the head or start with the chest even more often, and then arms and then legs. And sometimes the real grades start with the legs and work their way up, which I always found odd. But most of the time, they don't start with the accessories. They end with the accessories, which I think makes some sense. All right, so we'll get this leg going here. But yeah, hell yeah, indeed. But yeah, we also are going to do some water transfers. I don't do them that often these days. I mean, folks that watch the stream when I did the Defiant, I did a lot of them because that kit was all water transfers. That kit needed it. There was so little paint on that kit that it really did need it just to like look like anything. So I was just like, well, you got to do it for that. All right, so okay, we're gonna put it like that to get that's right, to get these pieces on, and then we'll get on there. That was a fun build. It was nice to like do something just so different. like work for, do a kit for a different company. I'm not like super like anxious to do another Star Trek kit because I think it was like, all right, I did it. Okay. Like it was more like, oh, I'm glad I did this rather than, oh, I can't wait to do another one of these. Like I'm glad, but because it was like very easy to assemble, and then it was so many decals that I don't mind doing them in my own time, but on stream it is just like I really have to focus on them more than anything else I'm doing outside of like the two times I've done a perfect grade on stream. I can kind of keep an eye on chat, look to see what the step is, make sure I'm doing all that, doing everything. Hey, Lord Crashington, happy to have you here. Welcome, welcome. So it's like, yeah, we can get that all done. And I'm usually not super stressed. Occasionally I'm stressed. As you hear with my voice just cracked there, occasionally I'm stressed when it comes to building. But usually I'm kind of collected, kind of assured of what I'm doing. Been doing this long enough that I have some presence. I can get things done. Do you have a dope wall of completed Gundam? So, I wouldn't call it a dope wall. I have a bunch of Gundam scattered. Some that are here. I have there is a dresser with a bunch of them here. This is not where I usually live. I've been staying with my folks for a good chunk of 2020. So I have a carefully packed bin of Gunpla in a storage unit in New York where I was living up until recently. And the hope is that whenever I move back, I will be able to set up like a very nice, wall of all my kits and really display them properly. That is the hope. I didn't say, there's some Gunpla that I've sent out to people and I don't have access to anymore. But most of the kits I still have, and I'm excited about getting back to it. I did donate a lot of Lego because we do Lego on here as well. But there is a group that you can basically you just say like, hey, I want to send you Lego, and they're like, okay, print this label, and then we'll pay for it when you go drop it off at a FedEx, and then they'll charge us however it is to ship it. And I sent them a whole lot of Lego when I was packing to move into my to move stuff into the storage facility. I gave them just so much Lego. I saved look, did I save the Monster Burger truck? Of course I saved the Monster Burger truck. They weren't getting the Monster Burger truck. That kid is incredible. But did I need to keep like a lot of other stuff? Not really. I kept a couple dragons from the Ninjago line because those dragons rule. But I was like, I'm not really displaying my Lego, so why not donate it, and then they will clean and process, and then kids will get it. Dirty just redeemed for the gong. So give me 1 second, Dirty, and I will hit the gong. Thank you for using your channel points for the gong, and good evening. I appreciate the welcome gong. But yes, those didn't know, old roommate of mine left this in the apartment. I decided to keep it, made it a channel points thing. You give me 1,200 points. I bang the gong. That is a thing we do because I got it. Look, here's the thing. He moved out. I was like, hey, do you want this box? He was like, no, I'm sorry, I forgot to throw it away. You could just toss it. And I was like, okay. And then I looked at it and went, wait just 1 second. This is a decorative gong. I'm going to keep this. And been using it for a few months now. And yeah. I'm waiting for the day that a well-known streamer who also happens to have this gong but got it way after me, I'm waiting for one day someone to accuse me of stealing his bit, which, as I mentioned, I am not stealing a bit, but I did notice that he has a gong. This basically, I think it's the same gong, and I was like, oh no. It's look, the chances are so small. Like, Obviously, there are a few people that are really into watching someone play Hearthstone that would also like this stream. I know y'all, some of y'all are out there, a few of y'all are out there, but like, I don't expect a well-known Hearthstone streamer to like suddenly have one of his fans who doesn't know me watching a stream and go, "Hey, wait, you stole this bit." No, I didn't. Also, they wouldn't use bit. They would say, "I stole the joke." If anything, I stole his thing. They wouldn't say bit or stick. Probably. Maybe they would. All right, so we got that on there. A couple of the last regular stickers as we put on this leg together. This is shiny, so I want to get this out of my face. Let's do the interior sticker first, and then we'll put the exterior sticker on over it. How many different small gongs could it be on the market, right? I mean, who knows? I didn't purchase this, so I don't know, like, if it was stock to move. I am occasionally a little worried about stuff like that now and again. People, like, uh, you know, it's not about, like, co-opting things or copying people, because, sometimes you do get inspired by other folks. Uh, uh, Only for a day one stream did I try out a bit that I had seen someone do and thought maybe I could replicate it, and then realized that was not for me. Um, the bit was anytime anyone subscribed, you would say, "Oh, we're one away from our goal." And so, like, let's say that I have 48 subscribers. If someone clicked on and it was 49, it'd be like, "Oh, we're at 49 subscribers, folks. We're one away from our goal of 50 subscribers." And then when someone subscribed at 50, I would say, "Oh, we're at 50 subscribers. We're one away from our goal of 51 subscribers." And I would do that. And like, there are far worse bits out there, and there are people doing far worse shenanigans out there. But it did feel like I don't love that bit, because it's always like, there are going to be people who get the joke, and then there are going to be people who are like, "Oh, I thought you were serious. I don't know. Oh, I feel bad now. I feel like I was tricked into subscribing." Like, so I'm like, "Oh, this bit actually doesn't feel great. I think it's funny. It's only funny, I think, if you know that it's coming." But I could see getting like feeling like tricked, and I was like, "Oh, well, I don't want that." So this bit's not. I'm not co-opting this bit that someone else is doing. I don't feel great about it. But there's sometimes you see, streamers doing stuff, and you're like, "Oh, yeah, that's probably the way I should be doing this." I've seen that as a legit thing people do at retail for credit cards and other shit they want people to sell. Oh yeah, Lord Crashington, it is definitely a sales tactic that is old school. Um, the thing about this one is, like, whereas that is an old school thing, right? Um, in this case, like, you, the audience, know that I'm doing it. Whereas you might not know that as a sales tactic if you just see if somebody like pulls that move on you. Uh, they're doing it expecting you like to get away with it, and you not to notice that they pulled that shit. So it's this one, yeah. That's why it works, right? Is because it's a trick that you pull on someone. Where in this case, there's no trick. Like, I'm just you see through it. So that doesn't quite work. We went 16 by 9 for our model kit building here instead of doing the original 4 by 3. Folks that hadn't seen the stream before, originally the default for this webcam is just a 4 by 3, and then I had like the photo of that I was building and myself, I would like photos on either side, and then I was green screened at the bottom. Now I moved away from the green screen because I was moving, so I was like, well, let's not do the green screen. And then this kind of setup with like the thing you're working on, and then I've seen other model kit and crafters, builders do this on stream. I've seen this setup before, and I like this setup. So I was like, all right, I'm going to give this setup a go. I still do the other thing on my laptop when I have to stream on my laptop because My laptop does not want a webcam to be 16 by 9. It is not thrilled about dealing with that. The CPU usage is very high when I do that. It is not interested. Actually, that just reminds me. I'm literally going to write down a note. So that's silly. I'm writing down a note right now to uh, turn on laptop. I haven't turned on my laptop in a while, and because I haven't needed it down here, so I should definitely turn on my laptop, and just like update it and make sure that everything's working okay. I've been doing that with I wasn't using my iPad mini when I first got down here. I'm now using my iPad mini to read a little bit of manga. I've been reading a little bit here and there. It looks good. I have a early iPad mini. I think it's a second gen iPad mini, and it is fun to read that. It's like that's a good device for reading manga. So I'm keeping that up to date, so I can get my apps going and read legal stuff. Don't worry. I'm not downloading illegal PDFs or anything. I'm legit. Pay for my anime, pay for my manga. I don't pay for all of my anime because I have a free premium account with Crunchyroll. I would pay for Crunchyroll if I didn't have this account, but I do. I have that, so I don't technically pay for my Crunchyroll, but I do pay for my Funimation. So I am paying for my anime, just not all my anime. But I don't say that often enough. I should say that now and again. That when I talk about shows that are on Crunchyroll, it is with the understanding. I have no agreement with them. I am gifted that account, and I'm grateful for it. I've done some work with them, very briefly, and it was with the folks, the fine folks, in their events. So, but that is not we don't have anything like I can just say whatever I want, and it'll be truthful because that's my deal. I put that on wrong. I put the knee part on wrong, folks. Got to flip that around. That was almost a big goof. If you have Shonen Jump, you should check out everyone's favorite Chainsaw Man. Last week, I do have Shonen Jump. I have not checked out Chainsaw Man. I'm going to put that on my notes to myself right now in a Google Doc are Turn On Laptop and Chainsaw Man. So those are my two notes. I will check out Chainsaw Man. Now, you say everyone's favorite. I wonder if it is. It does sound cool. So we're body complete now, folks. So let's build that fun shield. And while we're there, we'll build the shield. Let's also put on the decals on this thing after we build it. First, you got to start with our big blue frame piece here. Get that going. Put that there. Top that. Cool. Sorry. Just about once a week, the folks and I get a takeout. Got to support local businesses if you can. You want to try. I had today. Ooh, this was good. Y'all would have liked this. I think. I mean, if you enjoy the elements that were in it, I think it was excellently prepared. So we're talking patty melt. So we're talking a good burger, grilled onions, 2 slices of American cheese, one on top of the patty, one on the bottom, and instead of a roll, Texas toast. I put some mayonnaise on that, side of fries. That was awesome. I was looking at their menu, thinking of whatever, and I was like, you know what? I haven't had a patty melt in quite some time, and that sounded excellent, and it was. Hoo boy, that was good. It was just like a good, like half-pound sirloin. Was prepared medium well, which is how I like it. It was very good. Very, very good. Would recommend. go for it. I don't know. I think Texas toast underutilized in burgers. It is my understanding that it's pretty popular, but I was being sarcastic. Chainsaw Man is good, but it gets real, real rough. Well, here's the thing, Lashbrook. Because of the world, and specifically anime, that show is either really, really brutal and really messed up, or also the sweetest, most wholesome show that has ever existed. It it's just like Chainsaw Man is either like deeply like it is what it is, or it is the most ironic name ever. And you have no way of knowing until you check it out. Cause like either choice is very funny and very good. So like yeah, either it's just like Chainsaw Man. He never uses his chainsaw. Or Chainsaw Man. He only uses his chainsaw. It's one or the other. It's an extreme. I'm sure the show is not about a guy that often chooses not to use his chainsaw and then sometimes definitely does. I feel like it is a show about being all or nothing. Spy X Family. I have heard about that. Have not checked it out. Have heard good things. I've kind of been doing a lot of back catalog when it comes to the old, ye old Shonen Jump. But yeah, appreciate that. Okay. I had a triple today for dinner after getting extorted at the CVS for my breathing tax. Yikes. Astrology, Spy X Family is great. Well, first of all, hi. And secondly, that sounds great. Okay, so let's just put this on so we can really dry it. Let's put on this. We're going to move this aside, just out of the way. We're going to focus on putting on this here. We still have the beam daggers and beam spray gun. One thing I really like about this is these little arm parts here. This pops off and becomes part of the dagger and then pops back on, which is cool. Also, beam daggers. Just a great thing. Beam dagger. This is just good. It's a good choice. I like it. I like a beam axe. I like a beam dagger. I think these things are neat. All right. So, and the fact that it has two, excellent. Big fan. Okay. So, what are we going to put on here? First thing first, let's put the shield on. Let's just do the shield. Let's get that going. We're going to go here. We're going to use this as our backing because I don't have... Do I have anything else? No, I don't have anything else, so we'll just use the booklet. So, we're going to be putting on number 40, which is going on the shield, right? Yep. That's number 40. Again, we're not going to do all of these, but we are going to do some of these. So, we're going to cut, give it a wide berth here. Nice cut. Okay, so get through there. We're going to try not to cut the table. Save ourselves a little time on a little energy here. And then we are going to pull this out. We are going to be putting it in water. We're going to get the rest of our tools. This is important. This is a step we should have done here. We are going to be we got our water here in a cup. We've got our tweezers, which should help a bunch. We have our X-Acto knife, which will also help a bunch. So we'll take this. We're going to put this here in water. I'm just going to ahead of time anyway, get our Q-tip, get some water on our Q-tip, and then we will pop that in there, let that soak for a little bit, not too long, just a little bit. We are going to prep the surface, and so we will be putting this somewhere in this region here. So we're just going to get this all nice and wet, get this all pre-wet there, and then we'll get it on. Decide that we like where it's set, and then slide the piece off, and then water it down, and then pad dry it, and then let it dry for a little bit. Let's do it like that. That's what we're going to do. Put this about here, and then we can put some, oops. Let's see if this is coming up. Nope. Needs more time in the water. It is not fully saturated in there. So we'll give it a little more time here. before we go and do that, because we want to make sure that it is coming off the sticker. Can always use the X-Acto knife to there. Can use the, yep, there we go. Can use the tweezers here to get this going. Yep, pull that off. We're just going to pull it off there. Place it where we want it, which is about right here. Then wet it down to move it if we want, but I think that looks good. And then we'll just pat it dry. Pat it dry, pat it dry, pat it dry. We have another Q-tip. It's very dry. Put it there. Yeah, not perfectly level or straight, but it looks good. And it's going to be on, the arm anyway, so I'm feeling okay about that. Yeah, I think it looks pretty neat. All right, while we're here, we can do a few more of these. Like I said, there's a lot of these. I'm not worried about all of them, but there are some spots where we can write. There are some spots on this thing where we can put 69. So we're going to. What, am I not going to do that? That's silly. Of course I'm going to. All right, so what number is that one? That's 31. So let's find 31. 31 is this one here. There's two of them there, which is great. In case there's an issue. So yeah, that's 31. And then we can put one on one of the back. That's right. Put it on there. So we'll do that as well. Yeah. Make sure that our hands are dry here. Nice, indeed, right? Got it, yeah. You got, look, folks. I'm not saying you gotta, but I gotta. So let's get one of these cut out here. Oops. It's just coming right out here. All right, well, it's coming right out. Then we'll here wet this down. Bit of water. It's coming right off the backing, so I'm not going to worry about it then. Nope. Yeah, I do get a little quiet when it's decal time. Dry transfers, I'm definitely, because I am so not prepared for dry transfers. I'm getting better at it, but I get very nervous with dry transfers because I feel like I have either underdone it or overdone it. And then you only do like some of it, and you're like, well, that's the end of that. We did that. We did Bulma's motorcycle, and it had the number on the side of it that was in the dry transfer and the water transfer, and I was so psyched that I had both because we fucked up the dry transfer, or I fucked up the dry transfer, so I was able to put on the water transfer instead, and I was so happy. I was like, oh, okay, well I can do this. So it's got one of the legs has, yeah. So this leg also has it, so it's on there and it's also on the leg. So we'll put the leg one on. Get some water. There's a point where you get comfortable doing this. Maybe. And I'm sure there are folks watching who are very comfortable doing this work. That are like, yeah, Pat, this is the easy shit, man. You don't even need water for this. You can just, get them on there. Just do it, buddy. You got this. But I can be pretty nervous when it comes to this. All right, and then we're just going to pat it dry. Okay. And let's see. Like, again, we're not going to go... We're not going to do a lot. Oh, we can put in the shoulders. We can do the shoulders ones. So that shoulder is 30 and 29. Yeah, so that's that one and that one. Yeah. All right, so let's do 30. And some folks watching are stressed out of their minds. Yes, Aristophan. Hi, Aristophan. First off, hi, Aristophan. Instead of a yes. Some of y'all are stressed because of what I'm doing, and you're nervous for me, and some of y'all are stressed for unrelated, to which I totally understand. All right, so I'm going to do that. I'm just going to pull that forward a little bit. That, yeah. Okay. But yeah, here's the thing. I got on the pieces that I really wanted to get on. All the rest of this is just gravy. It's just gravy. Gravy's excellent. But if the meal, if the piece of meat is quality, you don't even need gravy. Here's the other trick. I'll tell you this. Harold is now hosting the stream. Thank you, Harold. Appreciate that. Lord Crashington is finally getting a day off tomorrow. That sounds awesome. Enjoy your day off, Lord Crashington. And yes, Harold, welcome, welcome. Happy to have you here. Hope your trivia was fun. I know that you were doing that. I believe I saw a tweet about that earlier. Hope that was cool. All right, and then we're just going to pad this dry. Yeah. Looks good. Looks very good. And then you can just pop that back in. And then we're just going to let all these dry, but we got one more to do. And then I think we'll work on the weapons, and then we'll look at it again, see if there's something else we want to do. We got a Lego set to start working on, which is good. Can't stay, but I wanted to drop the host. Good night. Harold, you have a great night. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for the host, as always, my friend. And take it easy, yeah. All right. So, next Wednesday's bonus stream is going to be another Pat Bear's Anime Club live, which I did once before, where I just did instead of doing games, I just talked about the anime. It was the end of the season wrap up, or it was the start of the season. Sorry. So I'm going to do this as an end of the season wrap up with an audience and talk about the shows I liked, go through all of them, talk about the ones that I skipped that I feel bad about, or the ones that I cut and I'm happy I did. But I might, watch in the interim because we're wrapping up. The shows are wrapping up. We're on episodes 11 of a bunch of shows. We'll be done in a week or so, and then there will be a period before October when the new shows come out. So yeah, I'm kind of like going to be doing that next Wednesday, and I'm excited about that. I hope some people tune in. Did you see the pictures that came out of the new RG Xeon and the last shooting effect? I'm kind of tempted. I did not see that last Brook. Yeah, I mean, I'm on a pretty heavy buying freeze of new kits. I've got a bunch of new kits coming. Mohan was announced. Yes, getting some new monsters. Hey, you're getting some Monster Hunters. Do y'all think that Ubisoft, like, did you hear the story about Ubisoft was like, we're not calling it Gods and Monsters, we're calling it this other thing, and it's apparently reportedly because Monster Energy is like, well, we do esports, and people will be confused. You ever think that do you think they sent a letter about Monster Hunter? Do you think Monster Energy was like, hey, this thing that it probably existed before we were a company, certainly existed before we started doing esports. I don't know how old. I don't know. But you think Monster Energy was like, hey, change the name of Monster Hunter? Do you think? I wonder. I wonder if they were just like, no. And Ubisoft was like, we can't deal with another court thing right now. We got a lot of court shit going on, so we're just going to, like, change the name to another bad name. Gods and Monsters is already a name of a bunch of other things as well. So they just, went, ugh. But yeah, I'm glad you're getting some new Monster Hunters, because those are fun. People really like them. So yeah, hell yeah. Enjoy your Mon Huns. I don't know if we're going to do any other decals on here. Bethesda is like that with their properties, so they can bully small teams. Yeah, I mean, like, look, I am of the opinion, and always will be, that when it comes to doing the legal work that you have to do in the United States to protect your trademarks, often your hand is being forced. You are forced to do that. On the other hand, I think that in this case, no one was going to confuse Monster Energy Drink sponsoring esports with an Ubisoft game. No one is confused by that. No one is going, what? What? I always say the trenched, like that whole thing where like, oh, we got to change the name because the name we picked is a long-standing thing in Europe and we want the same name for everywhere. And it's actually a little similar and people could get confused, so now we got to change it. Yeah, the Trenched Iron Brigade situation. That made a whole lot of sense. In this case, it's like, nah, it's not even just called Monster, which is already a word. I think the timing of things is important. Also, the strength of the trademark. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Obviously, big corporations do have advantages there. I think Ubisoft, yeah, there's another version of Ubisoft that says, what are you talking about? But this Ubisoft is like, we have a lot going on right now. We are not interested in that. This property is already testing poorly anyway, so maybe we can some positive press off the name change. And we'll just pretend it's a different thing. Do I want to put those on? Let me look at that. What are these things? 28. What is this? These tiny symbols on here. Want to put that on? No, I don't. A lot going on 2020. Yeah, I mean they got a whole lot of shit, whole lot of shit going on that they don't want to be dealing with. All right, so let's build. I think we're done with decals. So let's just look at the last little pieces we got to build here, which is our weapons here. We got to build the beam spray gun, and we got to build the beam dagger. And then I think that'll be good. So spray. We'll build one of the two daggers just for funds, just for photo fun at the end. Here, you can see what the dagger looks like. Yeah, so that little piece comes off the arm thing there, and it combines with that and this piece, the only piece left on this tray. But yeah, I don't know, y'all. It's a whole lot of like, one of the Xboxes can't play the enhanced extra stuff that the previous gen's best one can, or it can, but not or it won't. And I was like, it's still an inexpensive thing where, like, yeah, sure. And then extra like the year that both major companies are pushing a diskless system is the same year where first party games are going to be more expensive. Is just like, I don't know. Look, I'm not going to tell any of y'all what to buy, when to buy it, how to enjoy it. That's not my thing. I'm not here to tell you that. You want to buy both new systems. You want to buy the top of line ones. You want to buy the cheaper ones. You want to buy a new graphics card that is better than the last one you bought and so much cheaper than the last one you bought somehow. Because you bought the last one because you buy all those. You want to do that. You live the life you want to live and game how you want to game. You got a Switch Lite and you're like, I'm getting another Switch because I want one of the docks because I'm home all the time. And I'll give like whatever. Like game how you want to game, live how you want to live. I'm not here to tell you not to enjoy some shit. I spent $800 on a new MOBO and CPU. I'm set. Yeah, there you go. I got I got a 970 in this thing. I got a 970 in here. So like I'm doing me. I'm doing me and enjoying me. So live your life. I don't know, like enjoy your shit and have fun with it. Uh have a Switch in every room. Hell yeah. Yeah, it's like wait, I gotta look up the stats here. Gonna open up the easiest way. Open up the old GeForce experience. Uh but like yeah, I got a 970. I got an AMD Ryzen 5. I got 16 gigs of RAM, and I play, you know, a bunch of games I really like. Could Control run better? Could I have a beefier system to run Control? Sure. Is Control going to run great anyway? Probably not. Control's probably not running great for reasons that have nothing to do with me. So, like, okay. Um, the effects set for the Xeon, says Lashbrook. I brought a 2080 Ti less than a year ago. I think I gotta feel bad. Yeah. Yeah, I would say. I can understand. I'm looking at the link that is shared in chat. Lashbrook put in chat of these. And this thing is. Yeah, I mean, that looks incredible. Like, I don't know what to tell you. The effects look great. They're lovely looking, beautiful neon nonsense. Like it's gorgeous. It looks incredible. I'm going to save an image on this and I'm going to put it on the computer. I'm going to share it with all of you. So that's coming in a moment. Don't worry about it. Don't even worry about it. There we go. Look at that. Look at this thing. That's beautiful. And nonsense. I'm going to move it over here. Look at that. Of course that rules. I'm probably not going to get it, but it looks incredible. It's beautiful. It's unbelievable. Like, yeah, that's it's an incredible piece of work. I think that's just rad looking. It's laser fingers. It comes with its own busted Gundam for it. Yeah, I mean that's just fantastic. But yeah, I mean it's laser fingers and like laser rockets. Like yeah, yes, I am into it. I'm into that shit. I don't think I'm gonna get it, but I'm into it. All right, so we are now kit complete here. We have done our build. We are set. We're gonna take a photo of this. We're gonna start knolling some Lego and get ready for that because I have put on the decals I wanted to put on there, and I feel good about what we put on. It's not perfect, but I think it's good, and I'm happy with it. It also got our one beam dagger, so I'm gonna take a photo of this. Yeah, this was a fun build, and I'm happy about it. Oh, let me check this email. What's going on here? Oh yeah, that's just fun. That's just cool. That was just a cool piece of news from a friend of mine who was in the Washington Post for a good thing. You gotta caveat that when you say people are in the news, you gotta caveat it as a good thing. They're in the Washington Post for doing cool shit. Not for anything bad. We want to put these on. This is very white. This is a very white background to this. Let me see what it looks like. Since there's so much white here, I want to see. Put that. This. Do I like this better? I do. I do like this better. More shadows, but I think it looks better. All right. That is pretty great. So that was the GM Guard Custom. That is the end of our build. We're going to do some knolling here for our Lego, and then we will get into the pause for the cause in a little bit here. So that was Gus you watch on YouTube. Hi Gus. Hi YouTube in general, but also hi Gus. Thanks for watching. You bought this kit off my Amazon wish list, and I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. And now we're going to a Lego set that we got here. This is an Aristofan purchase. Aristofan picked this up along with another couple other things, but we're getting to this now. This is the Buggy. We've got a buggy, we got a plane, and we got an ATV vehicle, all-terrain vehicle. So this is a 3-in-1, which means we're going to assemble, we're going to disassemble, then we're going to assemble, then disassemble, and then assemble. It's a 3-in-1, which is just fun and easy. So the first thing we have to do is knoll. The knolling process is pretty straightforward. We're going to start with the Dune buggy because that's the biggest one, so we'll start with the biggest one there. We're just going to be color. We're just going to be matching stuff by color, separating. When I have more time, I will go in and do things like, group it by like pieces. But in this case, the big thing is separate all the major colors, and then there's probably a few that we don't have a lot of pieces of. Like there's some red, there's enough red or whatever, but there probably aren't going to be a lot of clear, so I'll put clears kind of in one little category of not a lot of colors of this. But yeah, I'm just moving all the major colors around, organizing it as best I can. I'm also going to attempt the best I can to keep light gray and dark gray separate from one another because my eyes plays tricks on me. My eyes play tricks on me. So I want to make sure that I separate them so I'm not looking in the wrong spot. I hope you like the smaller 3-in-1s. Like that. But you see the pirate ship. Well, I'm going to look right now. I do like 3-in-1s. So here's the real thing about 3-in-1s. I've talked to this before. That's beautiful. I mean, yeah, that's beautiful looking. That is a beautiful looking, cool ass thing. That is old school, and I love it. Pirate ships are my youth. Pirate ships and castles are my youth. One of the reasons I like the 3-in-1s and put the 3-in-1s up on my wish list is because they're inexpensive, and I like having things that don't cost a lot of money if people have a little disposable income and feel like sharing the love and supporting me. But look at my wish list and they're like, I cannot buy a $50 model kit for you, Pat. And I'm like, yeah, don't. Here's another option. So that's nice. Also, we talk about the time to, cost to time to build. It's a very good deal because there's only 100 and something pieces in here, but we'll get 3 builds out of it. It's pretty damn cool. So yeah, so I'm just knolling right now. I definitely had a lot of pirate Lego growing up. Yeah, I had pirate stuff, I had castle stuff, and I had a little bit, but not a lot of space stuff. I always wanted more space stuff. Never had, in my mind, enough space things. Then I also just had a big thing of Lego because I would get just Lego parts because I really liked building my own. And that's coming, folks. So eventually, I have another Lego set that I purchased myself that'll be a build in the future. When that build is done, and I feel like I have a sufficient enough amount of Lego here in my collection here, I am going to be doing a free build. The goal is to build, and we will talk about it, we will chat about it, and figure out what it should be. There are things I want to do with this build. The number one thing is we are going to build a robot. That is top of the list, a must-build thing. This robot will have wheels for feet so that it can roll around. That is the thing I want to do. I would like it to have some sort of rocket backpack. It doesn't have to. It could just have rockets on it, but I think a rocket backpack would be pretty cool. I would like it to have I would like it to have at least one spot for a minifig to sit in. Perhaps in the head, most likely in the chest. But I would like that. I would like to have that. So those are right now the things I think I definitely want in I am making a robot out of just whatever Lego I happen to have here since that I've collected since I moved here and started building up my Lego collection. Uh, yeah, and so those are the things like I definitely want. Like could it have secret pop out weapons? Sure, it could. Uh, could it have wings? We've built some stuff that has wings, so certainly, we built some things. We do have some stuff like that, so it's definitely possible. Also, when we built that ice cream truck, we built an ice cream truck. There's an ice cream popsicle man, and that has to be incorporated somehow, and I don't know how, but it will. I think it might end up being a weapon for our robot. It might be like a sword. I don't know yet. It depends. Like really, it's just like accessories will be like kind of the last step, but it's gotta, I've got some stuff that's in the future a bit because I've got some kits to build, and of course at the end of the month, I actually want to see. It has my status updated on Premium Bandai. I want to check my because theoretically I've got stuff coming here. So I want to see if they've updated because I believe the 22nd is when shipping is happening, which is soon. But I just want to see if they have updated. Preparing to ship is still there. Okay, it's still saying preparing to ship for the Gundam Clear Color and the Gundam Clear Color, the injection machine, that is the RX-782 high grade clear color, and then the big ones, the Death Scythe master grade, which is the reset unit, and the real grade Tall Geese 2. Those are obviously I want to build those. I want to build those. I mean, look, 2 of those I pre-ordered in April. So like, yeah, I want to get those together. And as you know, I am a broken record about this, but you are all very much aware, folks. If you're watching the streams for any length of period of time, you have heard me say, and it is the truth, I am not lying. We build death sites on this channel. So if there is a death site that I have not built yet, as soon as I can build it, I will build it. Is it just the 2011 re-release of the Death Scythe Endless Waltz with different wings that look kind of like the Endless Waltz wings? It's mostly just that. There's probably not a lot new to it. I don't care. We're gonna do it. We're gonna build it. The re-release of the Death Scythe Endless Waltz was a good re-release. So, the Death Scythe Hell Custom from Endless Waltz is a great re-release. So, I got no problems building that. So we're going to do it. All right, we have knolled all our pieces here. Got everything together. It's time to get our building together now. Just going to put these here. I now have all my colors. I can, do a better job of knolling another time. And when I mean better job of knolling, I'll give you an example. You take these here. I do like this. I do like this. I do like that. Takes up a lot less room. You can see right there. Just like put them together. Saves a lot of room when you are trying to find things. Easy enough to find. You can do it like that. All right, let's take a pause for the cause, folks. If you are new to the stream, I will let you know what that means. Plenty of folks know what I'm talking about here. Ooh, we got some ink spill. That is unusual. That is very rare. But I'm going to go here to this stream. Hi. Welcome. First and foremost, if you're currently a subscriber, let's throw the Baer the leg of the scythe emote in the chat. Appreciate that. Thank you very much to everybody that is a subscriber. If you're not a subscriber, I can't recommend it enough. Especially now that that Twitch, in many cases, not everybody yet, but in a lot of cases, Twitch is deciding on their own when affiliates and partners pre-roll, or when ads are rolling, and there'll be a picture-in-picture, and I'll become really small and tiny in the corner, and you watch an ad, and I don't have control over that anymore. I never run ads during the stream. I do at the very beginning, and I do this kind of talk right now. So if you don't want to see ads, a great way to continue to support your streamers that you like is to subscribe. You can use Cash Money. You can use your Prime token because you have Amazon Prime. You linked it with Twitch. You can also, if you're already a subscriber, you could help out somebody else. You could, if you wanted to, gift a sub. It's September. So if you're new to subscribing, this is the best month. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, this is the best month to do it because you can get a discount. You can pay for a couple of months up front and get a discount for all of that. You're under no obligation to do that. You don't have to do any of the things I'm going to mention here. All these ways you can support the stream. Bits and coins also always appreciated, but again, you don't have to do any of that. I'm going to mention a few ways you can support the channel. I'm then going to plug a couple videos I'd like you to watch because I made them and I think they're good. And then we'll get back to building and we're going to work on some fun Lego. So yeah, become a subscriber, gift a sub. Those are great ways to support the channel. Appreciate it so much. Bits and coins, always appreciated. Joining me on Patreon, another great way to support the channel. I got a Patreon. Got $1, $3, $5, and $10 tiers. There are rewards for each tier. The $1 and $3, obviously cheaper than $5 here on Twitch. So that is an option that you might want to explore. You could also be like, Pat, I don't want to do that monthly, but like, I got $10 right now. How do I get that? Can you use that towards buying model kits? Yes, I can. Because as you know, we finished the GM Guard. That GM Guard is now over. I have gotten all the use out of it. It is not like me buying a video game. Like, I bought Jackbox Party Pack 7. We're going to be playing that, once a month for a while. I'm going to get my money's worth out of that as far as streaming. Model kits, not the same thing. So I have that. That is a way you can support the channel is if you wanted to, you could directly support it that way financially. The GM Guard that we just finished up and this Lego set were bought off my Amazon wish list. I haven't updated in a little bit. I'm going to update it pretty soon. If you're watching this on YouTube, you can check out all these links in the show description below the video. But yeah, I have an inexpensive 3-in-1 there. The monster truck, which is a cool looking little kit. It's even got a smaller car for it to crash into. I got some more expensive kits. I put up one of the only RE100s I haven't built yet. I just put that on the list. There's some stuff that is inexpensive, some stuff that's kind of expensive. The Re-Rise, the 144 scale from Build Divers, the new Xeon Gundam is down in price. That's $30 right now. That's a good deal. But yeah, I try to put things in there that are stuff that's expensive, stuff that's not as expensive. Give you options. Anything you buy on there jumps the line. So like you said, I built this kit or the stuff I'm working right now. I'm doing this before I do my other stuff. I always do that. I always grab, because you purchased it. You're allowing me the ability to go and make it. So I always want to do that, in a timely fashion, as a thank you for being so rad and buying something off my wish list. We'll get back to building in just a moment or two. I do want to say the alternative to that is buy a gift card at USA Gundam Store. A couple people have done that before, but I like having an alternative to Amazon. You get a gift card. They send you an email with the code. Then you whisper me on here on Twitch or you DM me on Twitter. I check both those things unless you are, soliciting. But I check them. You just be like, here's the code. You can buy something. Will I use it to pre-order something rad like the cup noodle kit that's coming in October? Damn right. Let's see. Here's something that has nothing to do with money. My Discord. It's a nice little community. Feel free to jump in there. People promote their own stuff that they're working on to other members of the community. People post photos of things they're working on. Haven't seen, Slowbird put some photos up in there. That's rad. But yeah, if you're working on any model kits, put photos in the build things. I know some people are on a break or they're busy. They just can't build anything right now. But if you've got the time to throw some stuff in there, I love seeing it. So please make that consideration. All right. So let's go and keep going. We're going through here real quick. I got a couple videos to promote, and then we'll get back to building. So on Sunday, I did Pat Baer's Anime Club, which was part of PAX Online. That's right, the digital version of PAX. I did a live panel. I recorded it. It went up on Twitch. The archive is now on my YouTube, so that's the link there. Now, I recorded too much content. I had to cut time down because I did too long of a video. So, I cut some stuff out of it, and I put a bonus video together of this whole segment. We just cut a whole segment of the show, so I put that there. So Pat Baer's Anime Club bonus video is there. And then Baering the List is an ongoing series that I do where I rank things. I use Tier Maker to rank things. And this week's video is the hairstyles of the cybernetic weirdo Frankie from One Piece, because Frankie is my least favorite Straw Hat Pirate. I felt like I would do a list for him because I do feel a little bad because some people really like Frankie, but not me. I don't like him. So, all right, we're just going to retweet the reply to this tweet here, and I'm going to say finished the GM, time to start the Lego Buggy 3-in-1. And I'm going to put a photo of the Lego Buggy so that people might look at it and go, oh, I want to join the stream. That sounds rad. I'm going to come check this stream out. Maybe some people will come by, and that'll be fun. And if it's another night of, 10 to 13 people, 8 to 13 people watching, that's okay too. I am all right with that. I'm going to drink a little water. We're going to go back to the buggy here, our Dune buggy. Have you had water? You should get some water. Maybe you need to stretch. Maybe you need to crack your knuckles. Roll that. Roll. Move your feet. Are you in this position? Have you been in this position for like an hour? Move it. Change it up. Do whatever you got to do. Stretch. Stand up if you want to. Maybe you've been watching streams for hours, and I'm just one of many. And you're like, oh, I don't feel great. You got to mix it up. Okay. So, one thing, sometimes, one of my biggest gripes with Lego. Look at this. That's a blue piece. Is that the same shade of blue as this? No. But there are no black 2x4s. So it's not black, but that looks like a black piece to me, to my eyes. This is not the same color. That is annoying. So it's the second hour, so I'm going to work on some Lego, and I'm going to talk to you about some anime, because that's what we do here in the second hour, is I talk to you about some anime. And yeah, if you got, if you watch these shows and you got thoughts, you can let me know as I chat about them and I start to work on this Lego or a Dune buggy here. We got 3 shows to talk about. First is Black Clover. We are still in the filler arc, but right now we are dealing with a long-term storyline. Most of the filler arc up until last week's episode was one-and-done episodes. So I'm a little bummed because I had high hopes for this filler arc. They've done filler episodes before, but never a filler arc. And the idea was there's a time skip coming. There was going to be a time skip coming, and then we were going to see this big fight with one of the kingdoms. And it was going to be like, oh, this will be pretty interesting. The filler is going to be stuff that happened in that in the time skip. That's kind of cool. We can see people like struggling and figuring out their powers. Well, it means that it doesn't really matter what happens because it's just stuff in the time skip. So it's been kind of like very light, very like not particularly great episodes. There were a couple standout ones that I thought were pretty fun. There were some. They made use of some characters that already exist in the show. One thing that's been weird is, so, folks that know Black Clover know that there is a character named, there is a bird named Nero. Later, we found out that Nero used to be a human wizard. named Sekre. And Sekre, because she used forbidden magics, was trapped in the body of a bird for a very long time. Now, as soon as she became a human woman again, people were calling her by her actual name. But in these filler episodes, they've been calling her Nero, and it's weird. And I feel like somebody should have been like, "Hey, wait. I didn't think that was her name. I didn't think we were calling her by her bird name, but they are, and it's weird." Anyway, there's some fucking assholes that okay, look, they're not assholes. There are some characters in this right now that were created for it. Some very bad people did some very bad things in the world of Black Clover, and they took over the bodies of some very well-respected folks. And you can't blame them because they are well-respected, so you need a scapegoat. And unfortunately, the scapegoat was our main character, Asta, and this person who was a bird, because who cares about her? This person from the past who's a bird, like, sure, we can blame her. And hey, let's blame this little girl that lives in an orphanage, because she's the only non-magical knight that turned into an elf, so it's okay to blame her. We're just going to blame her. And it's very obvious that they did that, and then they're waiting on it, because basically, can't kill Asta yet, because you need Asta, or judge Asta. You need Asta, so you can't judge him yet. Well, there are people who lost family members because of the Eye of the Midnight Sun, and then the Eye of the Midnight Sun got defeated. Oops, I did this upside down. Nice thing about Lego, as I'm talking here and screwing up, I can fix my mistakes, so we'll just do that right now. Anyway, Eye of the Midnight Sun isn't around anymore. The elves got resurrected or sent back or whatever, and it was fine. Everything's okay. So you can't be mad at them. So people who are filled with vitriol and filled with sadness and need people to be upset about, well, they're upset about the people that the newspaper told them were were children of the demons, or whatever. So they become the demon banishers, and this episode was them like our heroes trying to track down these demon banishers and figure the things out and try to save people. And then also Asta right now has been they hit him with a drug. He's been knocked out. He can't wake up. So right now can't figure out how to get him the help he needs. It's fine. Whatever. One of the things is that that was kind of cool about this episode is that Nozel is kind of helping out because he's an asshole, but like a good asshole. So it's like, all right. It was an all right episode. It was okay. Gordon's there, and Gordon's one of my favorite characters, so that's nice. It's nice to have Gordon there. Gordon rules, so that's cool. Yeah, that was that episode. Like I said, I was pretty psyched about the very concept of these the filler arc, because it seemed like they were going to do something cool, and I like the idea of filling in the gaps of like not having it be a filler arc, but being a filling arc, just filling in the gaps. I thought that would be pretty cool, but really they're just the next chapter stuff isn't far enough along for them, so they're just creating their own story and doing a not great job of it. Okay. Diary of Your Days at Breakwater. I'm so bummed this show is almost over. This has been one of the highlights of my season. It was, and a couple episodes aired last season, and then it got delayed, and now it's back. And this is episode 11. This is our two-parter. We're going to wrap up in episode 12. Hina catches a spiny, which smells bad, and the fins are poisonous. So Natsume and Hina are like, we don't want to catch them. But then we got an description of how to properly cook them, and they apparently taste awesome. And it's always fun to have her be excited about things because she's a great little character. Uh, her mom has some whiting fish, and Tina really likes them. But apparently they're very hard to catch because you need live ragworms to catch them. And Hina is like, I do not want to use live worms. So we see her freaked out. We find out there's artificial bait that she can use. Uh, but she can't get a bite, and she wonders if it's the artificial bait. It is the artificial bait. It's not that the artificial bait doesn't work. It's you can't fish like that. Um, you need to know exactly the technique. The technique is different. So the episode ends with her using Google, basically a fake version of Google, to find out the proper way to do it. She's been encouraged to keep trying. She was about ready to give up, which was a little sad. But yeah, she's going to try her best to figure things out. And yeah, it's her like trying to get tough love taught that like you can't just expect the people in there to show you how to do everything. You got to do a little of the work on your own. If you want to be, you got to be a little proactive. But it was a good episode. If you are looking for a chill, fun slice of life, there's fish guts. You got to be okay with fish guts. It's animated, obviously, but you got to be okay with fish guts because there's a lot of it in it. But high school girls in a fishing club, that sounds up your alley. Check it out. Only obvious drawback is that fishing stuff, and then also there is the drawback of the advisor, the advisor for the club is a drunkard, and that's just an annoying trope that I don't like in anime, but is there. We also had the second to last episode of Decadence, which is on Funimation. I highly recommend Decadence. It is an original show, so it's not based on a manga or a video game or a mobile app or a series of commercials or anything. It is just a unique property. I do feel like the marketing material really tried to stress the idea that this was the show about Natsumi. It is not her story. It is partially her story, and it is the story of the person showing her the ropes, who is not really a person. He's a cyborg. It's Kabu's story and her story, but it felt like we were being teased at it just being her story, so that was a little bit of a disappointment. But it's still a fun show, so I would say you should check it out because it's fucking cool as hell. But yeah, we're episode 11. Cyborgs are people too. Slowbird, you're right. So the thing is, they call them cyborgs, but I really think they're artificial intelligence. I don't think they were ever human consciousness uploaded into robots. But you are right, Slowbird. Cyborgs are people too. Basically, they call them cybernetic bodies, but I really think that they're artificial intelligence. They're little robots. So I'm using the term that was in the show, but I think they mean something different. I bet the dub doesn't call them cyborgs. I bet the dub calls them androids. I haven't watched the dub. But anyway, the Gaddle factory has been destroyed. The mutated Gaddle is there. So some weird shit happens. Basically, everything is fucked because some of the humans and Kabu kind of led a revolt. So some things aren't great, and the system, which so basically the way this works is the Earth is pretty much ravaged. The giant corporations are now all run by artificial intelligence. They're all on spaceships, and the last humans on Earth are in this mobile platform called Decadence. They don't know that. They think they're the only survivors, and they think other humans are in charge. They don't know about that. They also know there's this like warrior group that are aliens that help them fight these other monsters. But the gifters are not aliens. Those are artificial bodies that the cyborg, or the androids, beam their consciousness into to play the game of decadence. It is entertainment, and these humans don't know that. Well, now Natsume knows that, uh, and that's pretty weird. Hugin, who has kind of been our main villain, he gives up his consciousness to the little tiny ball that's been his like cohort, which I guess is named Moonin, uh, and they're going to shut down Decadence, and that's bad for everyone. They're going to compress the space, which I think just means destroy everything and deal with it later. So it'll probably be killing humanity, or at best, like freezing them in, like suspending them in animation. But I think it's actually killing them. So that's not good. So basically, Jill, who has been a bit of a Deus Ex Machina, she's had a lot of answers. She is, she wasn't introduced early on the show, but since she's been introduced onto it, she has had a lot of answers and known a lot of stuff to the point that Kabu's like, "Who are you?" And she apparently is one of the people that helped create Decadence, and she knows that that someone can log in, and just the same way that they have an artificial body, they can log into Decadence and take control of the mobile platform and take on this monster, which no one has ever actually done, but is possible, which is a weird thing. So he's going to try to do that. Kabu's going to do it. Also, there's a very cute thing where Natsume, she's never seen these robots, but some of them aren't on the ship. They're on Earth. They're all Kabu's friends. And so Jill is like, "Oh, you're so-and-so." Like, "Yeah, you know Kabu." And so she meets all these robots, and she's just like, "You're all really cute. It's nice to meet you." She, like, this last episode, Natsume, like, was revealed that almost everything she believes is a lie, and there's all this stuff, and all this really heavy stuff, and she, like, definitely does not handle it great in a way that is totally reasonable, understandable. But now she's just like, "Yeah, all right, your little robot friends. Okay, great, sure, nice to meet you. You work with my boss. Cool. You're all right with me." And it was a very nice little moment. She also imagines Kabu, instead of his human body that she's known him as, she imagines him as a little robot, and that is cute. Oh yeah, also because that giant Gadol has made a bunch of eggs, so a bunch of humans are fighting that, which is messed up. Yeah, it is. This show has gone in a direction I was not expecting. I still very much enjoy it. I still very much recommend Decadence. It it took a turn I wasn't expecting. It's made some choices I wasn't prepared for. But overall, I think it's a very strong show, and I think it's been very entertaining. Uh, and yeah, I think that, like, there are some moments where they, like, a thing happens and you're like, "I don't understand what's happening right now," and then it's like it's revealed what's going on, and I think it does a very good job of that. But yeah, it's definitely more than I thought it was going to be, and I've been very much enjoying the ride that we've been going on with it. So I think Decadence is one of my favorite shows of the season. I think, let's see, is 13? Is that going to be 13 episodes for? Because I know that the we got two more episodes. I think we have two more episodes of Gods of High School, and I know we have two more episodes of Food Wars, because Food Wars is 13 episodes. So I know that's going got that they've got to do 13 with that. So we got two more episodes left of that. Because I think we had 11 there. I just want to see. Check my old queue here. Crunchyroll. It's not always the best, but yeah. We got two more episodes of Food Wars, and we've got Ooh, is Misfit of Demon King Academy only one more episode, or is that 13? How many eps? Misfit. Demon. How many episodes? Misfit of Demon King Academy. Uh. Um. See, 13. Oh, it's a 13 episode. Wow, there's a lot of 13s this season. Okay. That's good because I feel like that would be hard to wrap up this season in one more episode. Oh, actually, if I look at it, let's see. So that's going to be there. There won't be much time between the last episodes of a few of these shows. Yeah, because that's going to end on the 27th then. And then, uh, yeah, that's good to know. Uh, there won't be much of a gap between the end of this season's shows and the start of the new one. There will be some that wrap up. Uh, like next week will be the last episode of a couple shows. I think this week is the last episode of um, Ozaki-chan wants to hang out. Uzaki-chan wants to hang out. I think there are less episodes coming up, but that's good. There won't be that much of a gap, which is great because that gap can be rough sometimes. Uh, so that's good. Um, yeah. All right. Well, we got some time left. We're gonna work on some Lego. Uh, I didn't really have a lot to say about the anime this week, or this episode. So sometimes that takes longer than others. Yeah, I'm going to be helping out with the Game Developers of Color Expo this weekend. So check that out. They'll be doing video all weekend. There are discounted tickets for folks that need help to get to see that. It is a paid to watch the panels conference, just like it is a ticketed conference when you can go in person. But it's an incredibly great small conference. I do wish that it was that they had the chance to be able to do it, in a venue because it's been in Harlem, which has been really fucking cool. But yeah, unfortunately, reasonably can't do that. Dirty says started watching Dragon's Dogma tonight. It's A-okay. Heck yeah. Yeah, I don't have Netflix right now. I will get Netflix at some point pretty soon. I will check out Dragon's Dogma, I guess. I mean, I'll hear what people have to say about it, but say it's A-okay. That sounds good. Because I haven't seen that. I've seen Great Pretender. There's a few things that I just haven't. Usually I wait for something that I've definitely been looking forward to suddenly be on there, and then get it for a month, and I just kind of go on and off for a month. But yeah, it's been a pretty good season for shows because so many shows were delayed from last season, and this next season of anime, also this next season even more shows, which is great. And then theoretically, I want to see actually, have there been Gal? And have we seen any more Gal and Dino news? Let's see if there's any more. Gal and Dino. New episode after COVID. Okay, so 2 weeks ago there was some news about it. The original Gal and Dino, blah, blah, there was is returning in October. Great, Gal and Dino is coming back in October. Hell yeah. It had enough episodes out that I don't think that, because it came out in April, okay, the next broadcast will resume by restarting, damn. Restarting with the first episodes. So that means it's technically not back in October. It's restarting in October. That's great for folks that can watch it, watch the old episodes again in Japan, but that means that it won't be out on Funimation uh, until, yeah, uh, yeah, it won't start until it catches back up here. We won't see streaming again until it catches back up. That's a shame. But I'm glad it's coming back because that show was really fun. Gallon Dino, even though we only got 8 episodes, was still an incredible series. So I understand why they're going to restart it. Yes, Lashbrook, we're in September. We're more than halfway through September. So October, right around the corner. But that means that we've got 8 weeks of that show, or, 8 weeks of the show before the next episode starts. So I'll just have to keep my eyes peeled about that, kind of keep track of it, because I really like that show. So it'll reappear, though, which is great. Just watch. The last episode was pretty good, too. The reason why that took a long time to come back, which makes sense, is that half the show is a live action. Time both moves incredibly fast and yet not at all. Yes, indeed, Slowbird. But yeah, so half of Gallon Dino is live action. So you can imagine that stuff they had shot in January, they suddenly couldn't keep shooting the live action stuff, which makes total sense. So part of it might be that they're getting ahead on the animation, and then they'll catch up on the live action stuff, and use that buffer of it restarting. Yeah, I mean, Diary of Our Days at Breakwater, which took a break, restarted from the beginning this season. Arapara did that. That Millionaire Detective show did that. Food Wars did that. They just restarted. So you had to wait a couple weeks into the season before the episodes that hadn't aired yet suddenly started airing, which made sense. Which made a lot of sense, but wasn't great if you were really excited about a show and suddenly it went away. Do you think they could do a proper live-action CG DBZ movie these days? Well, Lord Crashington, they certainly could. I don't know if they would. Dragon Ball is such big business that I don't know if they, and the only Dragon Ball, live action is just fucking terrible. So I don't know if they would want to. I think if the One Piece Netflix live action happens, that's going to pave the way for a lot more to come in. I think people are looking towards the One Piece one and the Cowboy Bebop one as, can this work again? Because the Death Note is fine. It's not good, but it's fine. But Death Note is a well-liked property, but Death Note isn't Bleach, and it isn't which is coming back. They're going to continue the story, which is nonsense. But I think I could see them trying a property that is still really well liked, but doesn't have Inuyasha is going to have a secondary season. So I could see maybe some people putting money behind an Inuyasha movie. Because if that messes up, it's not going to ruin people's fond memories of Inuyasha. But it would but I don't know if they can get away with another bad Dragon Ball live action movie. So I don't know. It's an interesting thing to think about, but I just don't know if that's feasible. But you never know. Death Note Netflix was all right for an adaptation. Yeah, I mean, I watched it. Here's the thing. I don't really like Death Note. So a live-action Death Note wasn't going to, it wasn't going to make me like the property more and didn't make me like the property less, so good job. There are a few that I think, I really do feel like Parasite. I could see there being a Parasite live-action. and it being okay CG, but not the best CG, or like what's that fucked up Tokyo Ghoul? Like Tokyo Ghoul, you could do live action with a lot of CG, and I mean you could do practical makeup, and that would be incredible. But they won't, so they would do CG monster effects. But like Tokyo Ghoul could be something that could get adapted and be interesting. They probably toned down some of the psychological stuff, but like I don't know, there are some things I think would get that. Uh, they should do a Death Dragon Ball Z Street Fighter Mario crossover live action movie. Yeah, I mean, yes, slow bird. Let's just fucking go for it. Let's do all that shit. Um, yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I think the ones that are like a little bit more horror actiony probably make the most sense, more than like comedy action. But I don't know. I don't know what people want to do. I want to see. I actually kind of do want to see, um, Demon Slayer. Like, I think Demon Slayer could be fucking cool as hell. You could do some good CG effects of the uh, of the fighting styles. Really make it cinematic looking, because the show is very cinematic in its presentation. So I think you could do a pretty cool job with that shit. Really make those monsters look rad as hell. The demons that they're fighting. And it would also probably not have as much silliness as is inherently in the show. There's a lot of silliness in it, but not as much. Um, so I feel like we are going to, if not completely finish this, we'll get very close to finish this tonight. So I think on Saturday, doing the other two will not take 2 hours. So my $10 patrons tomorrow are going to be able to vote on what I build next from the wide variety of things that I have in my collection, including some high grades, a master grade, a Lego set. I'm going to put the word out to them to vote on what I build next, because I feel like this, like, even take disassembling and reassembling won't take too long. And especially if we finish this here, then I can disassemble it on my own time. So we'll definitely, I think on Saturday, which is our next stream, I think on Saturday we'll just completely finish this up. All the other two builds, because the nice thing about the 3-in-1s, or maybe not this, but the other builds that aren't the main ones definitely take later. I love Legos, great build. Yeah, this is a fun one. I mean, this is a cute little one. I like the 3-in-1s, as I said, because it's just like they're low cost and I can do a lot of cool stuff with them. So I get a lot of fun out of working on these. Um, uh, we were talking about the idea of live action anime stuff, and I don't know, like, I think the Bleach one that was pretty recent isn't that good. It doesn't, I mean, it has to invent some stuff to basically conclude the movie, and I think it does a not great job of the liberties it took with it and what story it could tell. Because because the show doesn't have a very neat, like, here's 13 episodes of it. It knew that it was going to have a lot of time to build, so I don't think it translates particularly well to to a movie adaptation. But sometimes they've worked out pretty good. I think you could tell the first couple chapters of, you could tell, like, through some flashbacks, you could trim down the beginning of Demon Slayer a bit and just work on him, his training, and kind of focus on that. I think you could do that pretty successfully. Tanjiro, I should say, but I don't know. I don't know if that would translate. Ooh, that movie's coming out. When does that come out? When does Demon Slayer movie? Because that's just the next that story. Uh, let's see. Slayer. Okay. direct sequel to the anime, which it's canon, is a sequel, is the next thing. It's releasing October 16th, 2020 in Japan. Hell yeah. Great. It's going to be released theatrically in Japan, and then it'll be distributed. Hell yeah. So we'll get that next year. Or, not, sorry, next month. And I don't know if it'll be date and date, but it should be pretty soon because they've been, teasing it. So that'll be good. But yeah, Japan can have movies in theaters, so they're going to do it. And it sounds like anime is doing pretty good this year as far as, the movie industry in Japan, at least. So that's cool. Good for them. All right, so we're building some lights now. Got to build lights for our cool car. We'll finish up this build, I think, pretty easily. And then, the other two parts of the build, so I'll probably take it apart off stream before Saturday, and then on Saturday we will build the plane, and we will build the ATV, and then start something new. But I got a few things. I can show you a couple things I got in here. I believe I have them set up here, the template set up. I got the camphor. It's a 2001 model kit build, so that's a nice old one. That should be fun to do. I've got the Orvin. I have to look up how to pronounce it, which is a high grade. I've got the Leo. This is the from I believe Build Divers. So I got the Leo, and then I have a Lego Shuttle Transport 3-in-1, which is mostly the space shuttle transport, and then there's some other vehicle stuff too, but the space shuttle is the best one. But that's what I've got as far as stuff to build in the future. And like I said, pretty soon I will be getting 4 model kits shipped to me towards the end of September that I pre-ordered. And then if stuff comes in off my wish list. Space shuttle looks rad. Yeah, I think the space shuttle looks really cool. That is definitely a thing I'm looking forward to. But yeah, I do have at the end of the month some model kits coming. The 4 model kits I have coming, the 4 ones I've got coming are the Gundam Death Scythe Reset Unit, the Real Grade Tall Geese 2. Very excited about that. I made the choice to do the Tall Geese 2 because there were 2 Tall Geeses. That was the one I went with. The RX-782 Gundam high grade clear color. We haven't done a clear in a bit, so I'm doing the clear color. And the injection machine, which I don't remember what the scale is of the injection machine, but it is a model kit of the machine that makes model kit parts. It's like Optimus towing Skylinks. Yeah, yes, you could squint, Lashbrook, and it's Optimus Prime towing Skylinks. Yeah, that's good. That's good. I like that. Also, more parts for our eventual robot that we're going to build in our freeform build. But yeah, the injection machine, I can't wait to build that. That was definitely something like, I saw that. It wasn't that expensive. I mean, it should be a pretty quick build, but I saw that go up, and that's something I would have bought at a convention this year. I would have been at New York Comic Con looking at stuff, and I would have seen that, and I definitely would have just been like, well, I got to build this because it's just such a great, silly thing. Injection machine model. Yeah, it's incredible. I'm just machine model kit. Yeah, it's just a cool little thing that I definitely was gonna get and then definitely didn't. Nope. No, that's not what I want to do. This is what I want to do. Yeah, just gotta download this photo, save it, then put it there. There it goes. That's what it is. We're going to build that, the injection machine. That's coming. And that is a silly, weird thing that we are going to, that I had to buy. I had to buy it. I'm just like, of course I'm going to buy that. Like, that's incredible. Like, that's such a silly, fantastic thing that I was like, of course I'm going to pick that up. It's going to be great, y'all. It's the thing that, yeah, injects, molds plastic to make model kits. And also just think about that for a second. An injection machine has made the parts needed to build an injection machine, and that is an Ouroboros that I love the idea of so much that it's just like a machine had to make the parts to make a machine that we're gonna make. That's just it's just nonsense that I love. So yeah, that thing's cool. That is a future build. We're going to finish this kit up. Are we going to raid tonight? Of course we are. We raid every stream. At the end of every stream, we go and find someone rad to go and check out what they're up to, who are generally on the West Coast because it is, 11, almost 11 o'clock here on the East Coast, so theoretically they're still streaming. And hopefully they'll be streaming for a while, although sometimes they don't. Sometimes we go and check out somebody's stream and they are done streaming and it's a bummer, and I'm like, oops, sorry about that. But for the most part, we usually go and see somebody rad as heck. So that's the end of this one. Take a photo of this. This is our Dune Buggy. We finished the Dune Buggy. So now we've got the plane and the ATV vehicle left to do, but I'm going to take a quick photo of this. Dune Buggy. Dune Buggy. This is definitely a quick, easy build. But it was also like $11. So like, yeah, it's going to be easy to build. And I will disassemble that on my own time and get ready for the next stage of building. Oops. Cleaning up here. So I'm going to mute this so that I can go and see what's going on out there and check out who is streaming right now. Let's see. Ooh, I like that. That could be fun. We could go do that. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'm going to go see what's going on the stream. But I believe that our friend Mary Kish, is streaming Hades. So we'll go see that. And we'll go raid that. Check out Hades. Hades, I believe, left early access right now. So you can go and check out that game. And Mary Kish is a wonderful person, just a pure, wonderful person. Wonderful sweetheart. So we'll go give Mary a raid. Feel free to come along in the raid. If you don't want to, you don't have to. I'll be back again Saturday, 9 p.m. Eastern. We will do the other two builds of this Lego. We will start some new kit, because I got to put out, the call for that. I don't know what we're going to build after that. But feel free to come along. We're going to go check out with Mary as she plays Hades. And thanks so much for joining me tonight. I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. And come back again, tell a friend, and I'll see you in the next stream. Goodbye, 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 goodbye.